Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. Sorry I'm late. My dumb internet would not let me hit go live. So I had to restart, but I am here. And whatnot. Hello to all the live watchers. Hello to everybody who will be watching the replay. Yes, this is a whole live. Okay, earlier today, I had premieres up for Growing the Hip Hop and Love at the Lockup. So do not forget to go to my channel. After y'all here, go ahead and watch those reviews too and whatnot, okay? But do not forget to do a couple of things right now. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, okay? Please and thank you. And also make sure to do all these things right here, liking the video, commenting in the comment section, because as y'all know, this is a conversation. If you are here, you're supposed to be talking to me. So don't just be in here not liking the video, not talking to me about Ready to Love and Ladies Who List Opinion. Be here to have conversations, okay? Also, share the video, hit the little share button, share me with those who you love or who you don't love. I don't care, but share me on Twitter and on Facebook, okay? And y'all know to relax, to relate, to release, center yourself and everyone around you, and always inhale and exhale, okay? You can also follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner because that's where I post other stuff y'all don't see around here, okay? Now, look, while I am here, okay, I know I wore this shirt on Thursday. Look, I had my robe on, took the robe off, grabbed the first shirt the shirt I saw. It's the shirt from Thursday's panel. Don't judge me, judge them all. Anyway, I hope everybody's had a great weekend and stuff. Okay, I'm on the wrong screen, could not see any comments. But hi. Hey mom. Hello to everybody who was popping in around here. Y'all know it take YouTube a few minutes to let folks know I'm live. So getting the first 5 to 10-ish minutes is a bit of chit chat and whatnot. Okay. Yes, welcome to the live chat of everything. Okay. Happy Sunday, everyone. Please and thank you. A good time will be had by all. You don't explain anything, Queen. But this is the funny part. So y'all know I'm working from home or whatever, so I don't really be like putting on real clothes. I'll be in pajamas or whatever, or no clothes at all. So usually when I come on screen, whatever top I put on, I put it on for the video, take it off, and it's either sits on the chair again, or I put it in my closet room. So half the time I be wearing the same shirt because I don't wear it, I don't go nowhere with it. I don't know whatever. But again, thank you for letting me know. I don't have to explain myself, and I like this shirt. It's really cute. Anyway. As Tabitha Brown would say, that's your business for wearing that shirt. Okay. Hello to everyone. Oh, finally, you made it to a live. Welcome. Okay. Sit down, have a seat, get you something to drink, get a little snacky snack. Okay. If you smoke, get a little weedy weed. I don't know. Do whatever you feel you need to do. Okay. But hello to everyone popping in. Now, I just finished watching Ladies Who List. Because I meant to watch stuff yesterday, but I did not. I still have to watch Married at First Sight and review that. I still have to watch, Tonight Show, Candy Show, Candy and the Gang come out. I'm gonna review that too. So it's gonna be a busy night. We're gonna be done before that show come on because you know what I'm saying. It's things to be done. So it's been about 5 minutes. So again, live watchers, hey, replay watchers, hello to you too. Let's get into this review. We're gonna start, okay? Because it's TV chat, okay, for 2 shows in 1. Now, the reunion for Ladies Who List is what we're gonna start first, okay? And I like to say they are frenemies, foolishness, and deals to be made round here, okay? Now, for me, I was a bit bored with this reunion. I was a bit bored with the whole season, okay? But they was here around here. Now we know Kiana did not show up to film the reunion because she quit the show about a week before they taped the reunion. So I'm like, okay, bye. Now Tanika Ray was the host. Now y'all know it ain't a Jaylee's Corner review of a reunion if we do not talk about what the looks of it all. And let's start with Tanika's. I'm gonna do hair and makeup first, clothes second. Okay, because I really wish they would have all had like a stand up together photo, but they did not. But Tanika Ray Makeup, I loved it. Her hair, I got the gist of it. To me, it was more, lioness, mane, naturally curly and this, what I'm saying, this and that or whatever. But certain angles, it looked too messy. This was an amazing angle. And this is where I say, okay, this is what they were going for. Okay. This right here is gorgeous. Okay. It's gorgeous. Now, I do love the curliness of it. I love the way it's styled right here. But in other angles, it wasn't all that well. Okay. But again, she still looked great right here or whatever. Okay. Now, other than that, okay, let's get on to the ladies. I want to start with Robin and them. So we had on one side it was Robin, Tiana, and Tiffany. Robin to me always looks amazing. Okay. I feel like Robin is always aware there's a camera going and I have to look my best. But also Tiana and Tiffany look gorgeous too. I liked um Tiffany's hair the most on the end, the updo, the simple tassel of the little side piece out or whatever. I felt like Tiana, who's in the middle, look was real simple, a sleek back pointer, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, okay? But I liked um Tiffany's hair the most out of the three, even though I think they all look gorgeous. Robin whole blue theme was a whole feel or whatever. I think with all their makeup is great. I love that Tiana in the middle had the pinkish lip. Okay, we see that both Tiffany and Robin did a nude color on their lip. But again, eyebrows, great. You know what I'm saying? Makeup, great. They look great from above. Okay. Let's see. The reunion was the host was horrible. We're gonna get into that. Okay. Thank you very much. When Tay talk, um, let's see. The ladies who list reunion was lackluster. What was the host wearing? No. The bottom layer of the dress was a lot. The host outfit was like not bad. 80s prime. I wish they had Egypt that has hosted reunion before. She should have hosted this one. Also, she is a realtor and works in the industry. That may be why they didn't want. She may be competition. Okay. Um, there should have been a theme because none of the looks were cohesive. Um, Meant she should have hosted like I don't know what that is. But again, those are they list. Now let's get to the other side of the couch. Okay, we have Crystal and Kira. Crystal looks amazing. Okay, but I feel like Crystal always, not always, not always. I feel like in her confessionals, and on here as well, she looks great. Hair great, makeup great. Her skin. Crystal is a beautiful woman for one. To me, she just has such a fucked up attitude, and way about not wanting to admit or acknowledge things that she's done and said are problematic or whatever, or just messy, is what makes me not like her, but she looks great. Okay, I think Kira looks great too. Kira also looked basic from below. We're gonna get to that in a second. I love her hair color change. If it fits her skin tone. The cut and the color is cute. The curls are cute. Even her jewelry is cute. I loved the little bronze. I think it's like a bronze look she was going for. With the little it's like an auburn brown hair. I don't, it's fine. Now the full body looks, okay. This is why I felt like Tanika's dress was a lot, but I think her dress and her hair was a theme of ruffles, curls, and this big bodiness of it all. And while I do not like the top half of her dress, it is giving 80s prom. Okay, it is giving Family Girl or whatever. I like the bottom part of her dress. I'm a ruffle liker. That's not a is that a phrase? I like ruffles, okay, when done the right way. And I feel like when she stood up in this dress, the boobage down looks great. The boobage up looks 80s prom. I don't like that. Crystal's outfit was really, really simple. The color was beautiful. Her legs looked shiny and great. I could not see her shoes, and that aggravated me. But again, Crystal, from the ankle up, she for sure got the assignment. Okay, the hair, the makeup, the jewelry, the dress. I wish I could have seen her shoes. Okay, and Kira, for me, it was too simple. It was all white. I couldn't see her shoes either, and not saying she doesn't look amazing, but it also looked real simple. It looked like she was going to a closing, okay? This little closing, that's really what it was. I wish her outfit wasn't all white. I think if it was a pop of color, if it was red, if it was burgundy, hell, if it was green, if it was an emerald green or a plum purple, it would have looked great, okay? Um, but I'm gonna leave that be. Let me go to a couple of the comments. Um, the line of questioning was awful. We're gonna get to that in a second, y'all. Why you had that photo, Kira? That was her. It ain't my fault. Um, Chris is so beautiful, and the teal looks right on her. The jacket just seemed to not fit her properly. I do think she could not fit it, but I think people sometimes look at clothes and how they look standing up. You have, again, for reunions, you have to always think about it. You're gonna be sitting down, so if it fits you okay standing up, when you sit and things kind of smush a little bit, it's gonna be a little like you do look like her buttons gonna pop. So yeah, the top, the dress or the whatever the dress, okay, could have been one size bigger just to look better when she was sitting down. What she should have did was got one size for a standing up photo that she could have posted later, but had a bigger size sitting down, just so that the buttons did not look so tight around her stomach. Um, Kira's jaw and chin look funny. I don't believe that. I think Kira's a beautiful woman. I loved Hannah's look. It was cute on her IG. Crystal titties be on the shelf. Me. Um, that's how big titties do. Kira looked older. How ironic. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like Ray. I'm stop. Too much ruffle for me. Nah, she should have done a ponytail. I can see that. Had she had a ponytail, and even with the back of the ponytail being the curly, loose hair, it would have still been great. I just can't stand the ruffle part at the top of that dress. I don't know what that was. I didn't like the host dress. Um, the host wanted to be a part of the show. I think the host is a part of the show. But again, this show was boring. So it's like, what you want to do? The host didn't do a good job. She was more of a fan than the host. We shall see. Secondly, yes, when you sit down, something tight will look like it doesn't fit you. And that's exactly what happened with Crystal in the jacket. Yeah, because from an angle, I was like, girl, did what happened? Crystal here is too much. I feel like her face would show more if she did like a shoulder length. Um, Opinions. Let's get to the other side of the couch. Okay, we had Robin, Tiana, and Tiffany. Um, I love Robin's look. Sitting or standing, Robin's look is great. Even though it was really simple, a top turtleneck with the ruffle at the bottom, and she made sure to have the one leg show the lace up on the shoes. She did it in a way that made every part of her outfit pop. Even the gold belt around the waist, you can see popping out when she's sitting there. To me, Robin was absolutely the best dressed. Okay, she came to do what? To slay. Even though well, not even though nothing. I loved her outfit. Just period. Tiana in the middle. I don't like it. Okay, I think her shoes, the part that I can see, are cute. The outfit standing up may look better, but sitting here is giving me it's showtime at the Apollo tonight. It's giving me showgirl dancer. But again, it may be better standing up. I don't know. I didn't care look to see, and it doesn't look bad. But it also doesn't look like it fits her well around the bust from the boob area, whatever. I don't know if it was supposed to be like a loose fitting, non-shapely, shoulder patty or whatever. I wonder if did she have another outfit and this was like a second choice because that outfit did not work out. Well, this one did not either. And again, it's not that it looks bad. It's not that it looks bad. I just don't like it too much. Okay. but I liked her hair and makeup. Tiffany on the end, I like it and I don't like it at the same time. Um, I feel like I don't know what's going on. It's too many zippers, the shiny shoe. It's like why are the arms and the legs out? I don't get it. I don't like it. And then it ain't that it looks bad. Okay, because it can look fine standing up, but sitting down, I don't like it. Now again, y'all know her hair and makeup for me is the absolute best. Okay, the absolute best, but I do not like her outfit. It just doesn't work for me. Um, because I'm like, are those boots that she's wearing, or is she in like some leggings up under there? I'm just confused what's going on. But again, from the boob up, she looks great. But from below there, I'm confused about what's happening, and I want them to figure it out. Um, I just really wish she was there. You know what? I didn't. I didn't miss her. I really didn't. That's a gorgeous picture of Robin. Robin stands out. Everyone else looks businessy. Robin came dressed for a reunion. Okay. The rest of them came dressed for a closing, either a closing or a night out. And matter of fact, Tiffany looked like Whitney Houston from The Bodyguard, the Queen of the Night outfit. It's like an updated version of that. Okay. Robin knew to wear a gown type of look for a reunion. She based her choice off of other reunion show looks. She's smart because she's like, we're on a TV show, okay, and I want to be dressed as such. Crystal needs a stylist. A lot of her outfits this season were not complimenting to her. Okay. I didn't like the silver things on Channel jacket. It looks like a chandelier, honey. It do. It do. It's like as you hanging from a ceiling. One thing I love about Robin is she knows her style with his white shot. She's always on point. And that's the thing. You have to know your style, your body, and what looks good on you. I feel like with Crystal is aware of what's cute sometimes, but it doesn't fit her shape sometimes. Or she looks stupid. It's like it's never like a, you know what I'm saying? The outfits I've seen her in look cute. I'm not it was either it sometimes it was too tight. And I do feel like with Robin is always aware of what is going on in her body and what she's wearing. And that's a smart thing to do. Robin reminds me of Rihanna. They are the outfits don't wear them. Yes, very, very true. They were better clothes on the show. I like Tiffany's suit. I've seen the end of the sleeve. Is it Deacons? Jackets at Deacons at the church. Oh my god. Um, Not Edward Scissorhands, honey. The ladies dressed so great on the show. Just had higher expectations for their reunion looks. I agree. I felt like we had very many fashionable moments on the show. So even how they dressed at Kiana's um Met Gala, birthday party was amazing. So I was surprised they came to reunion just looking, lackluster. Okay. Tiana's outfit reminds me of something from Rainbow. Tiffany, not Rainbow. Tiffany looked too much like Liz Claiborne suit from Macy's. She might have went to Macy's. Who knows? I think the reunion was the last minute decision, so the ladies didn't have time to get custom dresses. Robin did. Robin, that don't look like anything Robin just had hanging in her closet. I think Robin was prepared in some sort of way. And I also feel like when you are on a show, you should always assume there may be a reunion. So think about what you might want to wear. Okay. Yes, honey, the bodyguard, lady tonight outfits. Let's give it my wife at the funeral realness, girl who died. Robin was best dressed hands down. She was. Robin was best dressed hands down, absolutely. Honey, the comments are cracking me up. I only seen Crystal in one outfit that wasn't cute. The outfit can be cute, but if it doesn't fit well, that's an issue. I know one scene yeah, Robin, just I think sometimes she needs a bit of help just pulling it all together. Okay. I think towards the end of the season, she did better. Confessionals, they all kind of did great in confessionals or whatever. But again, the season was different and this reunion was different too. I think the other ladies wanted something businessy. and not like other reunions intentionally since they're realtors, but this show did need a reunion to begin with. Honey, wait till we get into that because I have a whole comment on that thing because I was like, what is going on here? Okay, not Liz Claiborne. I agree. How did I miss the notification? Honey, you two be funny acting, okay? But again, those were the looks of the ladies, okay? Boom. This is what we have here, 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 and here. Again, Kiana isn't here, so she is not listed at all. We're gonna leave her be. So I feel like this reunion was not only not needed, it was lackluster. There wasn't much to discuss. I do feel like Tanika um maybe knew it wasn't needed because even she wasn't asking questions that could have been asked based on things that happened on the show. In the beginning they discussed how they're all bosses or whatever, how they closing deals, about working in the industry. Fine, fine, fine. And to me, I don't really care about that at a reunion because again, we've discussed that all season. And I don't care at reunion time that, I closed these deals. We seen that. Okay. Why can't we get into the shit that happened this season? Okay. This is the thing. They are all great in their own lane as closing attorneys, as realtors, and whatever they do, they are on the show for a reason. Fine, fine, fine. Now, when Tanika asked Tiana, well, where do you feel your business would be? Because you're married to a football player. And where do you think your business would be had your husband, not have put you in a space or not have kind of paid? I'm like, are you asking or insinuating that her husband, like put her on? And that's really what she was saying. And while I get her intentions may have been because your husband plays football, you may already know people in the industry who are rich, who may need a house. But I like her response and saying, like, my husband had assisted me in my journey. He's very supportive. However, he did not put me on. I had to do my own networking to get where I am. And it's like, why on a show about women empowerment, they was not empowered that much with each other. But women being bosses, would you ask someone, where would you be without your husband? I'm like, we seen her husband maybe one time on the show, maybe twice or whatever. He ain't here. Don't bring that man up. And the thing is, as she said, I had to do my own networking because anybody can know rich folk. Okay, we know plenty of folk who rich, who know the rich folk, and they ain't popping. Okay, so do not say that or just try to insinuate that she would have said, "Oh, you know what? Without my husband, I don't know where I would have been. I would have been broke and destitute and homeless. I would have sold no houses." It's like and Tanika is a credible, experienced journalist or host who's done other things. I'm like, girl, was you drunk? Or did you not watch the show? They gave you speaking points and you base shit on that because you don't really know. I don't know what it was. But I was like, made me mad. No shade, but maybe Tanika should have hosted some of the black reality shows. I do like her from News and other things, but maybe not hosting. I don't want her on here no more. Tiana cleared the host when she said he did not put me on, and I think it was a thing like how dare you. How dare you? Okay, I want to learn more about the closing process. For example, Tiffany closed with Cardi B, and that took 10 hours. I wish Tiffany explained more about that aspect. It's probably paperwork and clearing of checks and balances that isn't it takes time. I think there's probably nothing to explain, but it doesn't mean they were sitting there for 10 hours. I'm assuming that it's meant the paperwork to close a house took hours. Conversation could have took hours. Money being exchanged could have took hours. But I think I wouldn't care only because did my house close? Did the deal go through? Are we good now? Can I get my keys? What I would say. But I think a lot of closings may not be so easy. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. So we shall see. And she also brought up how it was like Christmas Eve. So I'm assuming too, people had to like get in contact with folks and things to close again. But we shall see. Yesterday, Tanika was insulting China's success because her husband played football. And I'm like, man, fuck that man. Um, Tanika was really biased. I didn't like that being neutral. I didn't get her being biased. So I don't know about that part. I feel like the host moved through questions and didn't really just let the ladies talk it out. She just wanted them to get over and move on. In her defense, what I will say is we get the cut down versions of hours of them being on set. So sometimes I do feel like if the ladies are repeating the same things and being repetitive, the host is supposed to take control. Like, you know what? Let's move on because no one's saying anything new. And again, the show didn't need a reunion. And most of the stuff they were saying on the show, on the reunion show, is stuff they said on the actual show. So in Tanika's defense, I will say, sometimes as a host, as a moderator, you're supposed to wrap shit up because no one is saying anything different. And at this point in time, it's just been over and over and over. They really need to tap into the reviewers to be the host of these shows. This is the thing. You want someone to be a host of a show who has watched the show and they have seen the stuff that happens so they can ask questions. If you have a host hosting a show who's just a host, but they didn't watch the show, they weren't invested in the show, you're you're acing, you're asking surface level questions that don't really pertain to what happened in the season. But again, that's what it is. The editing seemed a little off as well. And I'm telling that's because didn't shit happen. Not at all. That's why I believe Edith should have hosted. She had the right questions. She might be cool with them now. She has her own TV show on HGTV. Um, yeah, editing was choppy for the reunion. At some points, it seemed like the conversation was like beating a dead horse. The reunion was beating a dead horse, okay? But again, we're gonna leave that be. Now they discussed the main fight of the season at the dinner scene with them all going at Robin. And Robin brings up how it was crazy that Krista was friends with both Kiana and Kira. Okay, but had no idea they had an issue with her. And I said that too. How are you friends with me and with them too, but you had no clue they had an issue with me? And if you did know, which I know she did know, you never told me about it, and then it all kind of blew up in my face at this dinner. And um I support Robin in saying, how did that happen? How did you not tell me what they thought about me before we all met up or whatever? And how she would never go to somebody else's event and cause an issue. Because it was Robin's dinner. She called for them all to get together to discuss them working together. And the whole situation did happen. Okay, crazy. Now, Crystal, who I feel like the whole reunion was backpedaling, pussy popping, avoiding, and this, in my opinion, misrepresenting someone being honest, meaning she was lying. I should have minded my business. Robin should have fought her own battles, and Robin clearly doesn't take being challenged well. She does not react to being challenged well. And I was like, how is that a response to Robin saying you knew something and didn't tell me something? Also, Crystal never wants to take accountability for the part she played in things. So her response and saying, well, you know what, I should have minded my business. I should have allowed Robin to fight her own battles. To me, is a back out. Okay, I'm a back out of me being kind of at fault for not having my friends back in some kind of way, because you could have minded your business and allowed Robin to handle her own things, but still calming down the other women who were going at Robin. Again, Crystal is a fake friend. Okay, anywhere go, I think she's a whole fake friend. Um, wait, let's see what did Ebony say. Um, but baby, Tanika watched this show because she had a favorite those she didn't like, and it showed. The producer needed to come up with the questions, but clearly Tanika came up with the questions. I don't know. I don't know. I just think I think overall the reunion wasn't needed. Um, I did not like Tanika as a host, but I also won't blame the reunion not being that good based on the questions that she asked. I think it was a mixture of a bad season, um, and not much needing to be discussed at the reunion. As I said in my reviews before, the whole season was based on like two arguments. So it just wasn't much. It just wasn't much. Do you feel production was shady by showing all the business deals? None for Kiana, kind of like they wanted to show exactly what Q said was lacking. I feel like, well, if you mean on the, and thank you for the super chat. Um, I feel like on the reunion, there's no point in showing what Kiana did when she wasn't at the reunion. Now, during the season, we did see things she did, but I also feel like by the time the show was being shot, a lot of the backdoor, behind the scenes situations probably were happening. And because they probably knew who wasn't going to be wanting to come back for season two, there's no point in showing a lot of what kind of did if she isn't even invested in the show. We're not going to promote you when you're not promoting us. So I feel like a part of being on the show is you get and you give. If you give the show the attention, they will get you would get more time on the show. So I don't think it's weird that production wasn't showing more of what Kiana had going on. Kiana was come back for season two. So I mean that's on her. Um Crystal's full of shit. She sat there and didn't accept any accountability for her actions, and then at the end cried to get sympathy. I tried to like her, but I can't. Oh, we're gonna get to her at the end because it was kind of crazy. Um, but with Crystal saying how, she could have met her business or whatever, and how Robin did not react to being challenged. Well, when Robin said, well, first of all, I was not being challenged. Okay, I was being attacked. And you have never challenged me one on one. I said, which means Robin was saying to Crystal, don't play with me. You've never came at me like that. So I call bullshit. When Tanika did say to Crystal, it seemed like you're not being transparent with things you knew. To me, that was her playing host, meaning Robin, not Robin, Crystal, you're not admitting to things you knew, and it seemed like you was on bullshit. And Crystal, well, I feel like Kiana was confused about the whole $500 thing versus 13 grand. And I'm like, to me, Robin was trying to bring up things that did not include her to scapegoat her way out of discussing the thing that she did. Because why are you bringing up the issue between Kiana and Robin and not the fact that you knew something that you did not bring up to Robin? Okay. And then Robin said, well, first of all, Kiana's not here. So she should be the one here to speak for herself in the situation. Meaning Crystal, shut up. If you can't admit what you did not do right at that dinner, shut up. Because Kiana not here. So you can't say anything for her because she's not here. What are you gonna do? They could have discussed Tiffany and Krista beef. They never really went there. Um, This is true. But again, we're gonna get into that a little bit later when we get to that girl crying. So we then get to they show Tiana and Crystal having an issue, having words at the dinner. Because we seen Crystal told Tiana to hush because she did not know Rob and she did not know her. Now we did see during the season how Crystal said she did not appreciate Tiffany saying anything because she don't know them. And we seen Tiffany and Robin getting closer. And Tiffany, was it Tiffany or Tiana? I mean Tiana. I'm sorry with Tiana. Um, but Tiana saying in the moment on the reunion, first of all, I let Crystal have that because it was on bullshit. But you can't talk to me like that, and I would never sit in a situation and allow someone who's being attacked to be attacked. And I think the fact that Crystal never understood, you never tried to protect or defend Robin in a situation of her being attacked verbally by other women. You kind of join in the attackness of it all and play, I don't know, I'm innocent. It wasn't me. That was a Robin who did not respond well to being challenged. Again, you again are making it seem as if you didn't do shit wrong. And Tiana's point in, I could not sit there and allow someone who I really did not know be attacked. So my thing is, you was her friend. Why would you allow that to happen? Because Crystal ain't shit, okay? And when Crystal goes into for true friendships, like me and Kiana, and Kiana was the one who was offended by the assault, and I'm like, oh, not the assault. We all seen Robin, smack Crystal's hands. Okay, and my thing is this: if we friends and we're fussing and we're in each other's faces, and you put your hands in my face and I say whatever, if you call that assault, if you want to really make it seem like I assaulted you and that offended anybody else around here, you were never my friend. You were never my friend, because I don't think in any way that Robin was trying to assault or abuse or attack Crystal. I think Robin's issue was, stop saying to my face, trigger, 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 and then put your hands in my face. Don't do that. Stop it. And it was not a big deal. And I think Tiffany did say, if somebody, put their hands on me, it'd be issued. I'm looking like, but see, I don't agree with that. I really don't. Not with someone who I consider my friend. If I think you're my friend and we're in a tense moment, one, I'm not gonna put my hands in your face because I might swing. You know what I'm saying? And if I do have my hands in your face and you say no, stop, and you push my hands down, I'm either gonna say, girl, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna leave it be, but I'm not going to, after the fact, make it seem as if you assaulted me, because get out of my face. It was just stupid to me. Right, and that's your best friend. Yeah, okay, Crystal. Tiana said what she said, and she meant it, honey. What she said it from her chest, from the diaphragm down, and that's why I feel like people really liked Robin, Tiana, and Tiffany, because they said what they said and left it at that. But again, it's crazy to me that anyone trying to make it seem as if, oh, Robin really assaulted Crystal and Crystal should be offended. Get out my damn face. Get out my face. And again, Crystal tries to play so innocent. And when she then, maybe I should not have repeated the words triggered or whatever. But Robin should have known I was saying that in love. I'm like, how? How were you saying in love? You're triggered, you're triggered, you're triggered. That's triggering to me, and I'm not even a triggering person. So it's like, it was stupid. It was stupid to me, because she would say that, but then say, but I should not have kept saying the word, okay? And I'm like, are you sure? She probably allowed it because Robin might have said things to Crystal that made her feel less. You say I'm using you to get me, and then I will let you get fussed at. Chris and Robin have a backstory. How can you call Robin your best friend and not know that her issues with depression is an ongoing struggle? They made me make me mad calling that tap and assault. Right. Cause I'm like, assault, like what assault? I'm like, I know y'all ain't talking about that hand slap. I was like, y'all doing too much. It just seems too much. So we do know that Robin and Crystal made up, okay? But after they made up, what I did not realize was Crystal made not easily triggered merchandise that she was selling. And I was like, wow. But that's an explanation, or not an explanation, but that's an example of Crystal being a fake ass bitch. Because if, as you said all season, we're best friends. Rob is my great, great friend. I know her. And if y'all have made up and you calling her triggered or whatever, was it triggering to her? Why would you then make merchandise to make money off of that, saying that you're not easily triggered? And while first of all, Robin said it was a disgusting idea, but I hope you get rid of them shirts. And um Crystal then brings up, well, sometimes I'm just so business minded at times that things don't go well on other fronts, meaning I'm business minded, but I don't get making if I have a true friend or whatever, and now I'm making shirts off of a situation between us, that may not be the best thing. And this is my thing. I'm also very much so business minded, but I would never have an argument with a friend and then make merchandise based off of that because that perpetuates the bullshit between me and my friend. And it was just stupid. It wasn't even worth it. If you really wanted to fix things with your friend, now if you beef with a friend you don't care, that's on that. But she then says, me and Robin were never really best friends. You know what I'm saying? I should have never said that we were. Okay. And Robin brings the, because they said, well, Robin, you don't even have that many female friends. And Robin said, well, no, I have female friends. I just don't have a lot of young, 30 and younger friends. Like most of my friends are all older. They've been through things or whatever. They've been married or whatever. They've been married, they've been divorced, they've had children. So they're just not younger people who have not been through a lot of things. So that's what I mean by I don't have a lot of female friends. And while I also felt like that was a backhanded, complimented insult to other people, I get her point because I also don't have many younger friends. I have a few, but I don't have many. Because once you get to a certain age, you don't meet that many young folk who are your friends. But Robin was absolutely insulting Kira. Um, Now, when Robin brings up, oh, excuse me, her friends are, older, married, children, whatever. They go, that's mom shame, don't mom shame me. And I'm like, she and Robin made the best statement I can think of to explain how people, because I'm also a person who does not have children. So it was a perfect explanation of how a person without kids can't keep calling that mom shaming. Robin said, I will not stop discussing me being a mom just because you and your friends are not moms. It's not shaming. And both Tiffany and Tiana agree with them. And I think there is a fine line between people who we know can mom shame versus someone just stating what their life was like and how it is factually different from yours. So it was crazy that I was like, y'all just beyond bullshit. Um, let's see, I just saw some. Oh, here you go. As the host, I would have asked, why did you triggered with Robin asked you not to do that was the last time you to argue. Because girl, Crystal on bullshit. That merch was absolutely ridiculous. It was trash. Those shirts were distasteful. Now y'all don't get harder on Crystal more than Jill tax shirts. Huh? I mean, we don't like Jill either. Making the t-shirts was petty. Petty. Just my thoughts exactly to somebody else. Um, It seems so malicious to make those shirts when even invest why even invest a small amount to make those shirts? It wasn't a straight business decision, just messy. True, because she couldn't have made, but I think she probably thought she would make one of them shirts, but she did not. Okay. But again, I like how Kira let me speak. Can I please, people? I'm always trying to be the peacemaker. And Robin said, bullshit. You are not that person. Girl, Robin was triggered by Kira saying she was a peacemaker. She said, you are not that person. You are easily manipulated by the women around you, and you are evil. You are evil. Okay. Kira brings up how she never age shamed Robin. I still goddamn lie. At that dinner, you call her old. You said you would hit her, but she might have a stroke. And I'm like, you were saying things about her age. So while you may think you did not, but you did. Okay. Now, Kira brings up how Robin keeps calling her childish or whatever. But she said, for me, the reason Robin was calling me childish is because I would not take photos with her. Robin said, how many dicks did I suck to get here, whatever. So I was just staying true to how I felt. And I think she said I was trying to stay poised, and she said another word that was wrong. I'm gonna let that be. But Kira, to me, I won't say she's childish, but I will say she is young-minded to the point where in about 10 years, she would be a better person overall because in 10 years, she may realize that she's a bit, immature a little bit. That does not mean she's not a businesswoman. It does not mean that she's not about her business, but in aspects of how she moves, some of it is immature, okay? But again, we're going to leave that be. Um, Let's see. It seems so malicious to make these shirts. Oh no, I already did that one. I'm not a mom, but I don't think twice about phrases like people with kids. But I'm also compassionate to Kiana because she wants a child and there's a struggle. Robin was like, "Do you even go to church?" Do you go to church, Kara? I don't think she does. Crystal making the church just proves she ain't shit like we thought, and she's fake and phony. I don't like how Robin went at Kira. I feel like her behavior supported Kira's claims. I think Kira and Robin both go at each other. I think Robin just has better responses. Kira is not a snapbacker. So I think Kira will learn to snap back, but I don't think Kira's any worse than Robin. But Kira does try to make it seem as if she hasn't said or done anything to Robin for the things Robin has said. I think both Robin and Kira has said things about the other one and snapped back. So that's what I think. Kira definitely lied about her age, and they should have rolled the tape back. Yeah. It would have been different if her and Robin did the shirt together. It would have been fine. I agree. Robin said things about people's looks. Okay. Um, Kara probably looks much older than she is. I mean, she looks 30. Robin did have a breakdown talking about how she didn't have a breakdown. I don't know that because I didn't see her. I didn't see the IG stuff. So when Kira gets into how Robin had a breakdown on social media, whatever, it pisses Robin off. I did not have a breakdown on social media. That's not true. She stands up, she gets upset. I'm going at Kira. She did not. She stood up and like, I did not have a breakdown. And when Tanika then said, okay, when Robin stands up, it gives me flashbacks to the. I'm like, Tanika, you weren't even there. So how can someone give you flashbacks of something where you were not present? So at that point, Tanika, the host, pissed me off because again, you're speaking from a point of a fan. To me at that moment in time. She sounded like she was talking for Kiana, or talking for Kira, or talking for Crystal. So that part I did not like, because Robin stood up and then sat back down without anybody seemingly having to instruct her to do so. So, when Robin said, "You would not have me ever get riled up to slap a child," I said, "Not slap a child," because she still thinks Kira's a child. And she brings up how Kira was the one who took her shoes off at the party, which means Kira was the one trying to maybe fight someone at Robin's party. But we're gonna leave that be. And when Tanika then said to Robin, Robin, you should be able to handle this. You love yoga. Just breathe in. And I'm like, the fuck. And to me, Robin's response was a teen too much a little bit. It was to Tanika. But however, she's like, don't patronize me. Meaning, don't make it seem like because I like yoga, I don't have the right to be offended by someone saying something that I don't find true. Don't try to use what I've shown you against me. But I have a right to be upset if I feel like someone's using, because she said, I will not allow anyone to use my mental health as a joke. Don't do that. Then I was like, let her know. Right, the host are doing too much at times. I like rapping, but she does lose composure easily, like snapping at Tiana for touching her knee to calm her down. She said it was okay to touch her knee to calm her down. Well, I don't think I don't think she overreacted in full with that. I think even saying to someone, "Don't touch me right now," is not an overreaction. It just means, leave me in my space right now, while I figure out how I feel. Is what I thought it was. But I don't know. I think Robert doesn't like for people to tell her she has issues because she knows she has issues. The thing about it is people sometimes will say things knowing things. So if I've already been open enough to say, hey, I have these issues, for you to then bring up those issues as if, okay, well, we know Robert had a mental breakdown. And it's like it wasn't every reaction is not a mental breakdown. It's also something to know. Um, a mental breakdown is not a person just being upset. A mental breakdown is a lot more than that. And so Robin's point is don't try to use my mental health as a joke or as a storyline or whatever. It's true. The words they are putting on situations sometimes don't match, is what I feel like Robin may have been doing. But again, That's her life and let her live it. And when they quickly discuss mental health, which I almost did not like because I do feel like Crystal is insensitive or tries to play ignorant to things, and that just aggravates me a little bit. Um, but them discussing, and Crystal brings up how, what, I did not know, that Robin's mental illness, was so severe. Like, I didn't know that Robin was so sensitive about. I'm like, what? You did not know your friend would be sensitive about her mental health issues, and you then bring up how you knew Robin had suffered from depression, but you never thought that it was an ongoing thing. And I'm like, Crystal, you are too intelligent to not understand that depression is a mental illness for one, and it doesn't just go away. You know what I'm saying? So I call bullshit on Crystal making it seem as if, well, how was I supposed to know that Robin really had mental health issues? I didn't know she had been depressed before. You're not stupid. You're not. And it proves a couple of things. One, y'all was not as close as you thought, as you say y'all were. So he was lying. And two, you're lying about being insensitive to her mental illness because you came out looking stupid on the show. Um, but it was like, whatever. Kira shouldn't have brought that on the reunion as it was not on the show. True, because I didn't know about it. So I don't know what happened. So I can't speak on it. She kept saying she didn't have a breakdown online while having a breakdown on TV. Well, no, this is the thing. I think the terminology is different. We have to stop saying when somebody is just being emotional or having some kind of reaction that they're having a mental breakdown or that they're having a breakdown, because when anyone has really had a mental breakdown, it's not just you being upset. That's not what it is. And I think that's where Robin comes from, because she probably is aware of how she is when she has had one. And you have to be careful with the labels and the labels you use for people. And so I'm always trying to be careful in that, because I know what the differences are. So, I think for Robin, it's the terms that they're using that's making her mad. But yeah, I think Robin turned Tiffany off at the reunion, which is why she said they can't be friends. McCullen, she's a lot. Tiffany tried and failed to calm her down too. No one should be friends quickly. I like Tiffany saying, I need to get to know you to call you my friend. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it doesn't mean someone, turns you off. It just means I take that word seriously, and I don't know if we are friends, but it does not mean that, I don't like it, whatever. You know, Robin tried Robin is tired of playing with people. Blah, blah. Robin is tired of people playing with her, and she put herself out there talking about her mental health struggles. Now every time she speaks up for herself, they want to say she has mental. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the issue, because it can be some bullshit. Um, but let's move on. I still call BS on Crystal, and I'm gonna always call BS on Crystal. Now, when they discuss Crystal trying to steal Kira away, and Crystal went to the whole I have a beast mentality. I come from a family of beasts. My mom is a litigation manager. My dad retired because he bought Apple stock before it was Apple. My grandmama won a federal lawsuit based on discrimination. I felt like, girl, so what? And to me, Tiana made a great point. You may be a beast in certain areas in your life, but on the other hand, those beast-like moves may not be positive, and they not, and it's on bullshit. And so Tiffany just speaks up and said how, first of all, she consistently said that we're not in competition, but again, that ain't how she acts. She's like, I was working with Kira before Kira was making money. Like when Kira was selling like lower income homes, I was working with her. And for Crystal to want to not work with her now because she has these $1 million deals means you with her for the numbers. And that's not what I was in it for. Now, clearly, Kira brings up how she has not done any closings with Crystal. But I feel like Tiffany making a point in saying Crystal did not want to work with Kira until Kira was making more money. And that's some bullshit. But I'm like, whatever. And then when they get into the conversation on motherhood, oh Lord, that's a tough conversation. It's all based on Robin's comment, from the show about how, sometimes women, well, people without kids don't get, the things that parents go through. Now, Crystal crying. Crying, 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 crying. And her thinking, saying, well, being a mom is a blessing or whatever. But some of the people who have kids forget how difficult the journey is. I'm like, I don't think that's true. I think women with kids know how hard it is because they went through it. They may not know your personal struggle if you're trying to have kids, but I don't think anyone bringing up them having kids is them being insensitive to you not having them. You know what I'm saying? That's the part that I don't get. That Crystal and Kiana too were trying to pull. She brings up people are not concerned. It's sad when people are not concerned with what I have going on, because they have kids and their kids to worry about. And then when Tiana said, how can we fix that? Like, 'cause, I have kids, like, that's my life. So how can I handle these things if my life are revolved around my family? And when Crystal then said, well, it's not about, talking about being a mom, but it's about talking about, if I'm talking about stuff or whatever, and y'all say, well, I'm worried about this as a wife and mom, but y'all don't get that I had a miscarriage. And I'm like, okay, cool. The part that's aggravating to me, Crystal, you losing a child is absolutely sad. But again, that doesn't take precedence over um someone who is a mom. No one is mom shaming you because they have children. And I think that's the biggest issue I had. Is her point is anyone who speaks on their family are disregarding her feelings as someone who does not have a child. And I'm like, that ain't what it is, mama. That's your thoughts. Okay. You get some of my goddamn nerves. And then when Tiffany was like, well, first of all, are you speaking on me? Based on things I've said, because I've also had a miscarriage. So I get that. She said, when I'm going through my day and I'm thinking about my children, I'm thinking about my children all the time. So that's not me throwing it in anyone's face. And she brought up a great, great point. Like when my son's 15 years old, you know what I'm saying? And one time he did not answer his phone, and I was at work thinking of every worst scenario of what could have happened to him while I'm at work. As a parent, that's my issue that I have to deal with. I am consistently thinking about my kids. And I think not only can you worry about it's just, that's just what it is. Someone who doesn't have children is not at work thinking about the kids they don't have. They don't have them. You know what I'm saying? And it's not shaming just because you don't have that. It's so weird. And I love that she said how, we can connect on the fact that we both had a miscarriage, okay? But the shit on the show, these service level topics, you know what I'm saying? We can't connect on that, but we can connect on this. And if I felt like it's the first time Crystal attempted to be sincere, but she was also looking for sympathy based on feeling like she was being shamed, but she wasn't. And it was just aggravating, okay? And that was really the end of the whole reunion, okay? Um, I like Rap. I think she's funny and really good at her job. She was on one at the reunion, although as far as Crystal, she's a classic example of you can't tell everyone your business because they would be on bullshit. Or they would use it against you. I'm sorry if I sound insensitive to mental illness. She seems to me she uses this weapon to treat people the way she do, and she don't. And she don't need to be on TV if you're struggling with it. Well, see, I don't believe that. I'm sorry if I sound sensitive to mental illness. She seems to me she uses as a weapon to treat people the way she do. She don't need to be on TV if you're struggling with it. This. Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't think people who have mental illness deserve the same respect and time on TV that they can get. It's not an everyday thing. And it's not that you're being insensitive. What it is, people are just different. And if you are not around people who are um intelligent enough to understand that everything is in black and white, and you can't want to use my truth against me. So, I don't know. It's just different. I feel bad for Crystal regarding the miscarriage, but I truly did not understand the mom shaming argument. Mothers have different worries. What's wrong with saying that? Nothing. Nothing at all. Crystal wants, but yes, she wants to be that victim so bad, and I don't think she assumes that Tiffany had also suffered a miscarriage, and Tiffany just made a valid point. And I literally have to worry about my children daily, but that has nothing to do with whatever you have going on. That's just my reality. You know what I'm saying? Um, I like Robin and I agree with her most of the time, but people don't hear you when you act like she was acting at the reunion. I heard her. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? What's the difference between struggling with conceiving and people taking a dig at it, which Robin did, is like taking a dig at her mental health, in my opinion. I don't have my brain can't even compute that for me to say one thing or the other. Why would people want to see? Why would people want to see if you're okay first before their own child? What kind of friend is that? Sorry, sorry you're not first. If the spouse isn't first, I'm pretty sure the friend won't be either. I agree. But again, will this show get a season 2? I don't know. Do I care enough? I don't think I do. Um, the show, the first season just wasn't it for me. It just wasn't. So I really wish that if it does get a season 2, that they add a couple more people who are a bit more interesting, or each lady come with some better, better something. Because I was like, girl, this we did not need this reunion, okay, at all. So again, goodbye to ladies who list their frenemies, foolishness, and deals to be made. Now let's move on to Ready to Love. Okay, but first, like the video. Because liking is the thing to do. Okay, so Ready to Love, the people around here on the show, honey, foolishness all up and through foolishness all up and through it. So we know we had the people here who made it past last week, who we have to deal with this week. Okay, so again, Clifton, Ace, Laverne, Carmen, Paul, Joy, Precious, Eric, Tina, Demetrius, Dekia, so no Dekia, Tori, Sabrina, and Donovan. Okay, so we do know this week the power is in the men's hands. Okay, and they can send home who they want to send home. And the men meet up with Tommy, and Tommy tells them, I drank so much water real fast, that they have to take out their number 2 person. Whoever your number 1 is, don't go out with them. Go out with number 2. So we got a few dates this episode. Okay, first date we have is Eric and Carmen. I don't like Carmen. Okay. I don't like Carmen at all. I want her to get out my face at all times. Now he brings up how he and Carmen vibed over the years or whatever, but they never really got to that point. A part of me feel like at one point she at least touched his penis. Okay, I don't know how she touched it, but she touched it. Um, and they were chit and chatting or whatever. There is sexual energy between them two, but I feel like Carmen leads with sexual coochie energy in every room she walks in. Okay, I think Carmen really believes she is the bee's knees of bee's knees. She's the best of the best. Okay, Carmen thinks she is just the winner of all winners in any chicken dinner. And I'm not saying that any woman should not have confidence in themselves, but the way Carmen speaks negatively on the other women to build herself up, to me, means she's a pick me. Because if you are the best of the best, nobody around you matters. And Carmen consistently speaks negatively or degrading or just down talking the other women in one way or the other. Okay. Now, when she asked him like who else he likes, and he says Takia. And she was just saying how, oh, well, she's second. I'm like, why does she matter? Why does she matter? And he brings up, and then this is what made me not like Eric. When you are on a date with someone else, your conversation should not be about the other person you like. And for me, Carmen up here, uh, gossiping with Eric about the kid pissed me off. And the kid, he brings up how him and the kid went on a date. He then said the kid, he said, I liked her. Okay, we had a good time. He said, but the kid leaned in for a kiss and they did kiss. The fact that he tried to blame or make it seem like she was the one initiating this, I was like, the fuck? But you said you like her, okay? And when Carmen then said, oh, the Kia pulled a desperate move because she's a desperate woman. I said, oh, this bitch here. At this point right here, from the moment she came on the show with them goddamn blue contacts, from her saying that she has her real hair, um, for her just speaking against the other women, it makes me want to punch her directly in the middle of her nose right here and middle part, because you are a pick me, disrespectful, woman hating ass bitch, okay? Because girl, you mean to tell me on a dating show, a woman who leaned in to kiss a man she liked and they were vibing together, that's a desperate move. But you throwing your pussy to every man you've been on a date with isn't desperate. You've thrown your cooch to Clifton, to Paul, you asked Paul was pickle, to Sean, or not who was Sean, to Eric, to every man you have not been on not near date with a man who you did not like. Okay, you the one that's desperate. Because no one should have that many connections that fast. Get out my face. And saying any man will accept what a woman throws at him, but you throwing your pussy at everyone while speaking negatively about, I was like, and she then said Eric is her for taking. Well, take him. If Eric is yours for taking, nothing that anybody else do should matter. It would not even be a topic of discussion. And then it then told Eric to go ahead and evict her, put her out, leave her be as me and you. And Eric punk ass is laughing and joking. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. Eric ain't shit either. Eric ain't shit, because for you to say that that Dakia was your number one connection and you really like her, for you to allow Carmen to call her desperate without you saying, no, she's not desperate. Like, you ain't shit as a man. Because to me, that means in any situation where another woman is disrespecting me, you will allow it to happen. I don't want you. Okay, I don't want you. Okay, I can't with Carmen. She's definitely team too much. Yes, Carmen. It's mad. Um, the really the middle part though, honey. The middle part. Okay, in her nose. Um, Carmen and Paul should date. The two of them are the same. She worse than Paul, because I haven't heard Paul down talk to the other men. Paul just wants a young thing he can get coochie from. Um, Carmen can go. Do these people even think about how they will come off to the audience when they are, hey, how we will look at you? And Carmen from day one has been horrible. Okay, horrible. And emphasis on the whore. Okay, yep, her cooch up for sale. Okay, sexual coochie energy all up and through. Piss me off. Okay, Eric, I don't like Carmen and I don't like Eric. Period. Period, point blank. Okay. The next date that we seen, who was on next? Demetrius was out on a date with Tina. And I was like, okay, I don't think I even saw that coming. And their stuff was weird. Why my nose running? Okay. Follow that tissue by. So when they talk at dinner, whatever, she bring up to him like, I didn't even know that you like me. You know what I'm saying? Because the first mixer I came to, you never even came up and to speak to me because he set his date up to see how they would get along. Um, and she brought up how a lot of ladies bring up how they like you and you're not saying you nibbling on Sabrina's ear. Okay, it kind of gave me clear vibes. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to insinuate or assume anything, whatever, but what's going on? And he like, what if I'm just a great guy who's very, very honest and who's upfront or whatever? I'm a catch, and and no. She said, she said, she said, you're either a great guy who's a great catch, or you're telling the women what they want to hear. And I have been saying from the beginning, Demetrius hasn't given me any inkling to who he is. We don't see him talking much. We don't see him out much. So I also wonder, why do the women like him so much? So I do feel like, I wonder, is Tina on to something by saying it gives player bias? Because again, we don't see anything. He just under the radar, slipping and sliding around, and we don't know why. And he's kind of offended about her saying that he may be a player or whatever. He like, I can't help who like me. You know what I'm saying? Whoever like me, like me. Saying, and I'm upfront about what I like. I'm upfront about what I want in life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going, and and you should not be going off what anyone else say, because that can block your blessings. Like, block my blessings. Oh, so you my blessing? Really? And my thing is, her saying you never even came up and spoke to me on day one is a thing, like you was not even on his radar. So it could be Demetrius could be an undercover pimp player that we don't see coming. And he gives me a bit of Laverne vibe, just not as outright with it. Laverne is very, very outright. I'm the shit. Okay, and women should come to me. And I wonder, is Dimitri that same way? He just a little bit more smooth with it. And I was like, I think that's what it could be. Carmen is a petty competitor and only wants to be chosen. She will hate on the ladies because she has nothing to offer over them. Um, Emphasis on the whore. Okay, Carmen just wants to say on the show, once she takes somebody that feel is gone, she just wants the most desired person. Oh, blue eyes. Okay, I am tired of Demetrius. He ain't all that. He didn't give me all that even in this scene with them too. He seems a little bit self-righteous. I agree, and I kept saying on the first episode when the women kept, I'm like, why they keep picking Dimitri? What's going on? And I still don't think we've seen bits and pieces of Clifton to know how Clifton is. We've seen enough of Laverne to know how he is. We haven't seen shit from Demetrius to know who he is one way or the other. So to me, for Tina to pick up on the women like you, but I have no idea why. So are you telling them what they want to hear because you're a player? And I'm like, he probably is. He probably is. Now they talk or whatever. And you know, I am interested in you. I want to see where we can go. I'm like, oh, so you like everybody. He likes everyone. And I think that's the only reason he's still there, because he's playing the field. Okay. But she said, I want to see where it goes. So I'm just like, why y'all being this food and this it's foolishness and food gate? No, man. Now Donovan went on 3 dates. Okay. Donovan went out with Sabrina, Dakia, and Carmen. I can't stand Carmen, but he said because he's new, he can't just play the he can't just sit back. I have to kind of play the field or whatever and get a feel for what's going on. Now, within the 3 dates or whatever, the kid brings up how he's very, very handsome. Okay, but I want to see if we have any connection besides of how handsome he is, because I can sit here and look at him and he's cute, but like, would I want to be around him, forever? Can I be around him and have fun? So I'm like, that's a good thing to say. Men can be attractive, but we have to be sure that we want to be around their ass for a while. Um, Carmen asked what type of woman is his type besides her, because as she says, she's everyone's type. That is so horrible. Anyway, again, I do not like Carmen at all. Him and Sabrina speak or whatever, and they both discuss how they moved on from that, because they both were married before and divorced. And they do they both have kids? I think he has kids. One of them have kids. I can't think which one. But I do feel like the conversation between him and Sabrina did seem more um deep. Like it did seem like they were like connecting on divorces and how they want to move past this and that. So their conversation seemed less surface level than his with Carmen and even with the Kia. Now he brings up how he there's a sexual chemistry with him and Carmen. Carmen has sexual chemistry with everybody she meets because she leads with her coochie. Okay. Um, he said the key is a catch as well, but he says connection with Sabrina was top notch, so that's where he wants to go out on a second date with. He's like, she's up to the top. Now we know that Sabrina is also meshing with Demetrius and Tori. So the fact that she's also meshing with, Donovan, I'm looking like, girl, well, Sabrina, what's going on? I don't know. But again, their date, it was what it was. Um, I wonder how Carmen will feel when she sees Clifton Clown in her context. Stupid. Okay. Demetrius looks like the dude from Rough Ends. Demetrius definitely playing the field. He gives me controlling vibes. Personally, make you make personality. How I like how they did the graphic with the divine because it was an orgy, a little orgy. Um, I like that. I do know. I did like how that approach to this group and going on multiple days. It was smart because, as he said, I'm new, so I don't have time to do one day. And I like how he described each woman and the differences between their dates. Meaning to me, he had a purpose for each date, and that's a good thing. Demetrius gives off big the energy. I don't think it's that big. I don't know. But again, we're gonna see what happens with that. So the next dates that we see, it is the Kia is on a date with Clifton. Now Clifton keeps saying how his best connections with Joy, we know that, but he also liked the Kia. He said, but the Kia, was so 9 to 5 ish, meaning she was so professional. And he wants to see how things are with her when it's not about the profession of what's going on. And they go out to eat. They was eating and flirting and whatever, and many sexual innuendos. So they do have a connection, but I feel like the Kia. I like the Kia. I do. I like Clifton. I do. But something about them gives me second nature vibes, meaning both of them wants to use each other as a second choice in case first choice don't make out, don't work out. And they both say how well, my connection is the most with Joy, mine is with Eric. But he brings up how there's a sexual connection between them two. And they both feel like, well, everybody's still fair game. And like, you still fair game, I'm still fair game. And when he said that, I felt like for Clifton to continually say how Joy is his top choice, but then to say to the kid that, but I can still be swooped up, snatch me up. I feel it's kind of unfair to Joy, who maybe not know that you still feel like someone can come in between me and Joy. And I'm like, well, that's not fair. Okay. But we're gonna see how that plays out later on. Now, Paul had a date with Joy, and Joy said, look, this is a whole friendly date. This is not a we're gonna be together date or whatever, because we are friends and that's it, wrong button. And he wants to see if they can have some chemistry because they have talked a little bit here, a little bit there, but nothing like him saying like we're gonna be together. And to me, this is a boring date because they mainly just talked about her connection with Clifton, and it angered me that the conversation was more about, well, you have kind of, laid your burden down at Clifton's feet or whatever, and that's your person. And so, that made the other men know that you're kind of, not interested in us since you kiss Clifton at the little truth or dare thing. And it's weird to me. I'm gonna use it as an example. Last season with um Cornelius and Crazy Girl, who name I can't think about. What's her name? Cornelius and I don't know. But Cornelius and that lady, she had her hooks in him from day one. She never even attempted to get to know anybody else, and she did not want him to get to know anybody else. So it was a point in them saying, there's no point in y'all being here because neither one of y'all are seriously looking at other people. Now, Camille, thank you. Camille Curry's last season. The difference is Joy, as she said, I've been on dates with, you, with you, all these people, whatever. I am open to different things. And so Clifton, neither Joy or Clifton have been closed off to other connections. So I don't like how Paul was making it seem as if, well, you mainly only prefer Clifton. Well, so fucking what? Okay. Anyway, they're gonna be his friends. We're gonna leave that be. Um, y'all would not keep saying how that man looked like Mugga Daneve. Okay, I am not doing that with y'all. Not today. Um, I always like the teddy bears on the show. Mike season one, London from I don't know what season, and then now Clifton. Clifton is nice. He's a nice little guy. We then see a date with Ace and Laverne. Laverne consistently comes off with Ace, and I think with Joy too. I'm gonna say this: the women that Laverne like, he's this nice guy, nice, considerate, you know what I'm saying, giving gifts and shit. But you can tell if he don't like you, you don't get this side of him. And that would scare me off from being with him. Because once you mad at me, I don't want to get the other side of you. You know what I'm saying? And Ace is so like they had a nice date or whatever. She brings up he's a great listener and that, he's different around her. And I didn't notice that, but because we know for a fact he had the other side, I'm looking like, I don't know. Because I know he can be different. And they were discussing, like, doing trips together, whatever, spending holidays together. So they're definitely making plans to, like, date later on or whatever. And because when she asked, so what's next? And he said, we should let everybody know that we're, for each other, that you want me and I want you, whatever, and that should be it. And he said, I did like Joy, but Ace is not my top choice, and that's who I want to date. And I don't see an issue because this is episode what, like 9 or episode 6. It's I don't see an issue with him um wanted to say, like, I kind of made my choice to this is who I want to put my energy into. But he's tried to talk to other people. Again, I'm like, you do have to eventually pick someone to put more energy into just to be sure that is what you want. But that's after you have tried to do this and that. I was just thinking that I want you to be nice on the regular, even if he don't like them, be nice. Yeah, I agree. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with Laverne. And it's weird that he has those two sides. So I'm just like, girl, don't do it. Now we see Tori on a date with Precious. I was like, Lord, look, Precious and this side part, I feel like she has a big forehead. I have a big forehead too. And I think people with big foreheads, we like to I used to have a bang all the time. Bang a little swoop. But I'm not, girl, it is what it is. So I wonder if she does a side part to have a comb over to cover a part of her forehead, being big. I'm like, girl, rock your forehead. Okay. I got a big one too. It's fine, fine, fine. But these side parts down over here, I don't like it. I'm just like, please stop, please stop. But they did connect at the first mixer. Okay. They were chitting, they were chatting. And she brought up how, well, no, I think he said, like, we've talked here and there, since then or whatever, but it was empty conversations and whatnot. And she brings up how they had a connection and whatnot, but it got lost in the sauce. And so they're gonna see if they can kind of be together. Their whole date was like, no, ma'am. It was just no, ma'am. Just because she said, I wonder if we can be like friends, if we can be sex friends, if we can be lovers. And when he said, well, if we lovers, it's gonna be some organs being rearranged. I'm like, why are you speaking about rearranging organs? What is wrong with you? And he bring up how he's a kidney smasher. And I was like, see, this is why Tori's single. Because while he's attractive, you can't lead with, if you are with me, I'm going to rearrange your organs because I have a third leg. No, no, ma'am. And there's a way to have that conversation privately by saying, I just need you to know I have a monster. Okay. And I want you to be aware of that before we have sex. There's that kind of conversation is one of saying, you going to rearrange my whole my kidneys, my uterus, my pancreas, I don't want to do that. Okay. And I do think him saying that kind of turned her off a little bit. But at this point, does Precious have any choices? No. No. And right, it's not the first time he's brought up moving around somebody's kidneys. It's like stop bringing out moving kidneys, okay? Tori looked drunk. He's probably high. Probably high. Lord, the sad view of Precious head. I didn't do it. Me too. I had to get over the big forehead thing. Live in your truth. I hate side parts so much. It's horrible. Okay. I wish my friends or sisters would let me rock that part. Thank your friends. Thank your friends. Tori cute too. I can't with these synthetic deep part wigs. I have a few, so I know. She's so pretty. Switch the hair up. True. And she had contacts in on this episode, which is weird. But I'm like, get out of there. He was definitely lit. He really, really was. See, him and Carmen just got together at this point because all that talking, yes, and you don't do nothing. I'm going to be pissed the fuck off. Tory reps left and he came to City Boy, City Boy Tory. But again, they had a few drinks or whatever, ate some little food or whatever, and he kisses her. And it was like, yeah, it's not it. And when you kiss someone, you both know this not it. But it was like, that was it. It's not a vibe. So again, to me, she don't have no more prospects or whatever. But again, the next thing we see is all the men meet up, boom, to discuss who should stay, who should go. Now Eric says his date with Carmen opened some doors and she is now in his top. So Eric is now gonna be acting like Carmen is above the Kia. I'm like, Eric, I don't like you. Clifton brings about his date with the Kia because she was less professional, which was really good. So it was a great date. Demetrius brings up he had a date with Tina. And, the date with Tina showed they have a lot in common. Demetrius, I think you lying. Okay, look, Demetrius is for sure a playboy. He playing people and it ain't me. Well, let's see. He kept feeding her shots and that raunchy kiss. They may have had sex, they may have, but again, I don't think they have any kind of connection. In truth be told, Tori lost me. It was bad enough the first time, but him using that line again was seeing too much. Got on my nerves. Seemed like he talks about sex when he doesn't like the person. He does it to he does that. Oh, he did that with Sabrina. Tori showed his ass this episode. Honey is full ass. Not Tori's creepy. No. Wrong road. Okay. Something weird was going on with Tori, with one of Tori's eyes that I think he was drunk and high. She keeps wearing the same wig like Kira did the last season. Make it stop. And them sad part wigs, they don't work. Okay, back to the men's lounge conversation. Donovan then brings up how he connected the most with Sabrina because he had a triple date. He said the kid was fun and she's beautiful. He said that Carmen has a lot of energy and keeps you on your toes, meaning Carmen may want to bang you in the car. Okay, Laverne brings up how Ace could be the one he could build a life with. That the date was really clarity for him, and even though we know that Laverne can be a bit much, even though we know Laverne may be team too much when trying to say this or say that. I still feel like, his conversation is saying, I went on a date with her and it was clearly for me of who I want to pursue. That's the point of the show. Okay. He then said, I want to give the men some advice to not be afraid to say who you want to be with if you know who it is. I'm saying to go ahead and express yourself and not care about if, whoever else here, another man wants her. This is my thing. I didn't see any issue in what they showed us him saying. Now, I don't know if he said most shit that we did not see, but the fact that Eric and Demetrius and Donovan kind of had an issue with what he said to me proves a couple things. That Demetrius ain't shit because saying I don't need advice to me means it's because you don't want to make no choice. And Donovan saying how, well, I'm new, um, and so I don't want to be forced to choose someone. And I was like, and then you had, who was it? Eric rolled his eyes and said, like, I don't need that advice. It makes me feel like the men do not want to make a choice. They want to keep playing the field because what Laverne said made complete sense. If you know you want someone, if you know that's your point, then just say that. And again, I get, you know what I'm saying? It was who said it. It was funny come from Laverne, but it's like, but it wasn't as if it was wrong. It wasn't as if, he was lying. It wasn't as, but that's why I said, based on what they showed us, I don't know if he said more, and that's what made them aggravated. But I would not have an issue with a man saying to the man, if you want her, say that because you know that. Don't be afraid to be honest about that. I wouldn't have an issue with that, but it do seem like the men may have been mad because they know they're playing a fence and they ain't got time to pick no damn body. Um, let's see. This is giving the scene with the women last season, right? Arguing over shrinking over their options. It's like that's the point of the show. That's the whole point of why we are here. Okay, are you not here to find someone? Are you not here to be with that person? And this may be true. Laverne picked Ace because he thinks she's safe. That may be true, but still, it ain't like he said something wrong. We should want the men to pick someone. Excuse me, I don't want to go on episode 9 not knowing, okay, at least we know who so and so and so and so on, because the end thing is supposed to be if they choose each other. It should not be about, okay, am I gonna choose the one, the two, or the three? It's like whatever. I think Tommy needs to give more better advice. He's the one who's married. I agree with that, but at the same time, I feel like we don't want someone encouraging them to make decisions based on someone else's advice. I think Tommy drops gems here and there that the men should be able to follow. You know what I'm saying? Again, we shall see. So it's like whatever. Now, who y'all don't like? Let's see. Demetrius said he don't like Precious because he said because he on bullshit. He said because he felt like her actions were more because she did not want to get sent home. She was playing. Don't send me home. Please keep me. You know what I'm saying? Please help me or whatever. Tori and Donovan also say Precious as well because she gives more of a friendly, sisterly vibe. Laverne says Sabrina. I do think Laverne says Sabrina as get back at Demetrius. Paul says Joy because they just have no connection. And then Eric and Tori both say Joy as well. So y'all know what the bottom two was? It was Joy and Precious. Okay. And I was like, Lord Jesus Christ. Now, Demetrius meeting with Joy, because we know Precious went home. That's whatever. But, Demetrius meeting with Joy, and she like, I don't know why I'm here. Like, me and him, have never had a connection. I'm surprised to be going on a date or whatever. He tells her how the girls, how the guys have talked, whatever, and they feel like she's locked in with Clifton and she's not seeing it for anyone else. And when I tell you I loved her responses and I love how she flipped the script with him. And she said, look, I haven't on a dates with you, with Paul, with Tori. I've had, dates. I've had conversations. I've been questioned about, I've done all these things. And at some point I do have to, put a point on who I want to focus on, who's in my top, because I'm tired of the back and forth and I was like, let them know. Let them know. Yeah, she was spicy. Okay, spicy. And it was aggravating that they were making it seem like her making her choice while still giving other men the chance to date her was like, how long should she keep fucking with y'all? How long? Okay. George is gonna play the game until she makes it to the end. She's no intention to be with anyone but Clifton, which is true. However, she's not being off putting and she's not ignoring the other men advance. She went on a date with Paul because he wanted to. And I'm like, and she wasn't like mean or rude to Paul. She still is playing the game of it all, but she know who she wants. And I can appreciate her saying, y'all on bullshit. Y'all can't make it seem as if I have not gave other people a chance, because she has. Okay. She then was like, hey, do you even like anyone here genuinely? Do you? He was like, well, yes. She said, well, I can't tell. I don't even know if you're really here for love. I think you may be here just to, make it to the end or to start some shit. And I was like, oh, joy, spacey. Okay. He then tells her that she isn't going home, but she's on notice. And I was like, the fuck you mean she's on notice? And I was like, whatever. And she admits how, I came in hot, whatever. And I guess I killed the messenger, but again, I ain't sorry. And you should not be, because the men should not be able to say to the women, well, if you've made a choice of who you want, and even though you've given other men chances, you are at fault because you're not still giving us chances when you found the connection already. I was like, that's just dumb. Don't make no sense. Okay. Now when Clifton meets with Precious, and she was like, I think something ain't right. I don't know, because when what she knew she was going home, okay? And he said, look, the guys just feel like you're a party person or whatever. And I appreciate her, like, no, that's something that Demetrius is telling people that's not true. Okay. I would only want to be out partying with my man or whatever. That's his narrative that he put on me, and I don't like it. But again, she going home. Okay. Precious went home, and she did say how she, does not like the fact that, conversations were being had about her, and no one will come to discuss what was being said about her with her. Okay. And I said, ooh, Lord Jesus. So again, Precious is gone. We're down to Clifton, Ace, Laverne, Carmen, Paul, Joy, Donovan, Eric, Tina, Demetrius, Dakia, Tori, and Sabrina. However, I was like, why some time left? What's going on? I don't know what's happening. We then see the women meet up, okay? And then the kid brings, because, hey, ladies, how you feeling? Oh, we good, Tommy, we good. But the kid didn't say shit. He like, the kid, how you doing? I'm not doing good, Tommy. He like, what's going on? There was an incident between me and Eric, and I was like, what happened? And I'm like, was it the kiss discussion? Like, what happened? And the fact that Carmen, I'm surprised, and I'm like, Carmen, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Carmen. And the kid said, again, there was an incident between me and Eric or whatever, and that I do not want to have him. I don't want to have any contact with him. He needs to do some growing and some reflecting or whatever, and I no longer want to date him. I was like, well, damn, what happened? And we do see for the preview for next week, he like, I found out, I figured out, I heard her feelings. I was like, what bullshit did he do? Like, what happened? Um, it said they should add an element when they have them decide that they want to leave with their number one picks, like put them on the spot. Why do they need to go to the end if they find the person? And this is the thing, that's a great point too. I don't think anyone feels like if they meet their person, they should go home. I feel like as long as throughout this process they have been open to trying to connect to different people, you can't be upset if around episode 6 or 7 the person knows who they want to be with. I don't think that means they should go home. But if you've been here for the whole time, and since day one, you've like with Camille and Cornelius, you never gave anybody else a chance, or you did not allow the person you like to date anyone else, then they should go home. I'm saying, but it was bull of a shit. Their reaction definitely weren't warranted, and there must be another scene missing. Probably so. Good point, Capricorn. That means the women are talking. Conversation. Phil and Shiloh happened all over again. Mm. The only eliminations that should be allowed going forward are self eliminations. You can't tell someone that they aren't ready to love when they clearly are. Let cast members who can't fit in leave. Whatever happened, I think it's Eric's fault. He did that shit. He did that shit. We just tried to act like he was interested in her and not like he was there because she was in the bottom. Like, sir, stop playing the game. I hope it's not another person in their feelings and it's really a problem. I hope nobody picked up nobody. I hope it was some kind of this argument and not anything physical. So we shall see. But I do think if it's something like, okay, I really liked you, Dakia, but now like Carmen, so I'm gonna say fuck you. And I told Carmen about me kissing, and you know what I'm saying? I think that I don't know. We gotta wait to see what happens next week because it may be good. Anyway, y'all, that's all. I hope y'all really enjoyed the TV chat today. I had a whole good time. I'ma probably do a gossip chat tomorrow evening around 8 to discuss some little things, whatever. But again, thank y'all for being here for TV chat. We do this every week. I will see y'all later. Do not forget, okay, to like the video, comment in the comment section for the rewatchers, and to follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner. But other than that, I have to go. I love you all. Peace.